Coming up on Kochie's Business Builders, life's a holiday at Camplify. Expert tips to amp up your branding and design, plus the AI assistants streamlining business tasks. G'day and welcome to a special episode of Kochie's Business Builders, where we'll be catching up with a founder whose business has transformed the way we holiday. I'm talking about Justin Hales, the founder of Camplify. If you've recently been on a road trip, then the chances are you've hired a camper or caravan from Justin. Justin founded Camplify in 2015 after experiencing a light bulb moment. And his business has grown from a local Newcastle offering to a global empire in less than a decade. And despite all the naysayers he encountered when launching Camplify, he has revolutionised the RV industry and developed a $150 million ASX-listed brand that has expanded far beyond its regional roots. I can't wait to pick his brain today. Justin, mate, good to see you.
Thank you.
Tell us about that light bulb moment that you thought, oh, I'm going to do a platform for caravan owners.
I was involved in another tech startup as well, and we'd had a lot of success, and my wife said to me, hey, let's go away on a trip. Why don't we go camping? I've never been camping before. Let's take our dog with us, and so why don't you go and book us a caravan to stay in? So I thought, great, I'll go and see what I can find. Started Googling, found out that there wasn't actually that much out there. And so I was telling my wife all about this as I'm walking around our neighbourhood in Newcastle, and realised that, I'd actually walked past 100 just on the side of the road and thought, actually, it'd be great if there was something that was a bit like Airbnb, but for caravans. And that's kind of where it started from.
So the first step is to get all of those camper and caravan owners on side to be part of the marketplace. How difficult was that?
Yeah, marketplace is a real chicken and egg problem. So you've got to get supply before you can get demand. From day one, we were always a business that had so much demand. We had customers signing up constantly to be on the platform to rent from us. So we just needed to sort of get that first momentum of vehicles on the platform. So getting the first 100 is always the hardest. So once we've had that first 100, and they started to have really big success, then we started amplifying their stories, and that's where things really started taking off.
It's like a holiday house or a boat, isn't it? It's great to have, but when you see it sitting in your yard and not being used for months on end, thinking, got so much money tied up into this thing.
Exactly. The average person only uses it for 4 to 6 weeks a year. There's a lot of times throughout the year where they can actually earn an income from it.
How did you start the business though? Platform businesses are always really difficult, not only to build, but also to grow. You went through an accelerator program. Did that help?
Yeah, we did. We worked with the NRMA, so National Roads and Motoring Association. So they had an accelerator program. They're looking for ideas around road trips. So we went through that process and actually started to uncover what it was that was actually going to convert for us, and started to build out the business, learn from lots of experts on different type aspects of the business, and then raise a little bit of money at the back of that. So that was a massive help for us.
Do you reckon you could have done it without being part of that program?
I think we probably could have, but it would have taken a lot longer. And what it actually did was put a lot of pressure onto us to say, hey, you really need to do this. There's so many people that want to see this succeed, so many customers out there that, go for it. Because, I think sometimes you have a good idea and you think, oh, well, it might not work. You might have, some naysayers that, say, no, I don't think that's going to work because of these reasons. But this was the reverse. We had so much positivity and energy on the back of it, and learnt so many things that were like, we'd be silly if we don't do this.
Yep. And it gave you a grounding and put you in a great position to raise capital to support growth?
Absolutely, yeah. We raised our first fundraise after 90 days.
And that was through the accelerator?
It was.
People being associated with it?
Yes, correct.
What did you learn out of that? How do you pitch for capital?
Yeah, look, that is an art into itself. So it's about listening to what it is that investors want to hear, identifying the key aspects and metrics in your business, how big the market is, what the opportunity is, but really the most important thing is, how do you distill the idea down into that elevator pitch for me? So being able to convey exactly what it is in 2 seconds, so people go, oh, I get that, that's a great idea.
It's an amazing story. We'll be back with more from Justin after the break. Coming up, travel is back and it's great news for Aussie businesses. Plus, the AI assistants that can help you streamline your everyday tasks.
G'day folks, Tracy Sheen, the Digital Guide, back with another tech tip. And we are still talking about AI, my favourite subject right now. Today I want to talk to you about things like chatbots and knowledge bases. Now, every small business owner I know is sitting on a mountain of content, of policies, of procedures, of a whole lot of documentation that sits behind their business to make their business work. Where you find this information and how you reference that information can be a real pain in the, well, we're PG. So try leaning into some of the AI tools like Meet Kochie, Microsoft Copilot, which is launching, and there's other ones like FileGPT. Now, what these platforms do is sit across all of your documentation to do with your business. You can upload URLs, you can upload PDFs, Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, all of the stuff that sits behind your business, and then have a conversation with your own business. These chatbots and AI are a fantastic way for you to be able to collate everything that makes your business your business. So start leaning into some of these tools and stay curious. I'll see you around for another tech tip.
Welcome back to Kochie's Business Builders. Well, it's been a tough couple of years for the travel and tourism sector, but the good news is travel is back. While economic conditions might be putting the kibosh on overseas jaunts for many Aussies, national local travel has returned in a big way, with the sector showing a strong recovery over the last 12 months. National travel spend was up 57%, or $39 billion to $108 billion this year, with overnight trips up 30% and nights away up 24%. Justin, this must be music to your ears. Are you feeling the benefits of this at Camplify?
Yeah, we certainly are. We've seen a huge return of regional travel. We saw that big sort of bump after the COVID lockdowns, and then it's really continued. And so for us, being able to be in a position to provide low-cost holidays for families, easy holidays, quick holidays, and also provide income to people who own vans on the other side is a really good, strong tailwind for us.
So how can travel businesses make the most of these tailwinds?
I think it's about really identifying who your customer is, what they want to do, how you can find the customer who wants to spend with you and make it easy for them to spend. The more barriers you put in front of them, the harder it is to convert with them, the harder it is for them to make a decision to spend their money. That's when you're going to struggle. So it's really about how do I help that customer to identify this great experience they want to actually be a part of and to spend with you.
Because you're now a key part of the sharing economy, aren't you? So do you see that continuing to grow as much into the future?
Oh, look, I think it's going to get bigger and bigger. I think as generations get older, people are starting to grow up with Airbnb and Uber and those things. So it's becoming really normalised for them.
Yeah.
So for us, sharing economy businesses really will continue to prosper into the future as those assets that are underutilised can be used more, and we can create a circular economy where people can actually start to have more value put into these vehicles and other assets rather than just sitting there doing nothing for most of the time.
And it just needs a platform
Correct.
to make it easier, doesn't it? Sort of the world's your oyster. Are you starting to see opportunities for Camplify to diverse out of just your mainstream platforms?
Yeah, for sure. We see that there's opportunities in other areas across the market. So we really have that real tourism focus. But really, there's lots and lots of opportunities through that sharing economy business, and lots more opportunities just in the caravan and camping sector as well.
Yeah. Oh, like what? Give us an example.
Well, I think it's a sector that really has not massively embraced technology. So just being able to book everything in a really simple, easy way. There's a lot of progress that can be made in that area, both domestically and internationally.
Yeah. And that's a great challenge for everyone in the tourist industry to make the most of it.
Absolutely.
It's important. Great advice from Justin. Stick around. We'll be back with more from Justin after the break. After the break, how a customer-first approach has helped Camplify become a global brand. We're back with Justin Hales, founder and chief executive of Camplify. Now, Justin, we've heard a little about the genesis of the business. And what were some of the big obstacles that you had to overcome?
Look, I think our biggest was insurance. So actually, being able to provide an insurance product, provide something that customers were able to actually make sure that they had a safe and secure transaction online. We went to lots of insurance companies before we actually found one that would back us to do that. And so every time we went and spoke to one, they'd say, no, sorry, this isn't for us. We'd learn a little bit more, find out a bit more about why, how it is we can improve it, what are the things the platform needs to do, what are the things that business needs to do to be able to make sure that we can provide that to our customers. And then eventually, we solved all those problems and found a backer to be able to do that. And now we're expanding that part of our business, and we found it's the same challenge in every market internationally. So it's become a key focus for us in the business.
So, was that the biggest problem, insurance, that you had to overcome?
Yeah.
And what was the biggest objection from an insurer that you had to solve?
It was really about, how do we make sure that these vehicles are going to be looked after? So, as we start to, hand this over to another person who hasn't really used a vehicle like that before, how do we de-risk it? How do we make sure that, these $100,000 vehicles are not being written off all over the place? So, there was a lot that we had to build into the onboarding, the tech platform, the systems, the training, to be able to really improve that. And we've built all of that into our customer journey.
And it's worked out?
It has, yeah.
Okay. How do you continue to nurture your community and keep them involved?
Yeah, so for us, it's really about having engaged customers. So, on the owner's side, people who have vehicles on the platform, it's about really onboarding them, and showing them what it is to be a host, what it is to actually provide this vehicle, and think
so it's
about it.
Not just providing the wheels,
it's
a
an
lot
experience.
more to it.
Yeah, it is. It's about training the hirer. It's about being a good small business operator, having good customer service, and providing a great, safe, quality product so that your customer comes back over and over and over again. So it's a whole process to that we take all of those owners through. And then it's about making sure that we provide excellent experience for them through the platform. We listen to them. We understand what are their challenges and problems.
And what about the range that's on offer? Is that important?
Absolutely. It's about having, breadth and width. So we like to have lots of different types of products in lots of different budgets for everyone, and then have that distributed throughout the country so that you can go to your neighbourhood, you can find different offerings, whether you want to have a motorhome road trip, or you want to have an off-road, camper trailer experience, that there's lots on offer for you in lots of different brands and lots of different products.
Is that a challenge?
Generally speaking, no, because we have lots of people want to participate in it. And so for us, it's about sort of sifting through, making sure that we have the right onboarding process for those customers and the right identification of who their customer is. But we do have lots and lots of different types of stock, which is great.
Okay, apart from renting and leasing, do you see it being a sales channel as well?
We do. We have actually identified that we've started to provide vehicles to our customers. So we've worked with manufacturers to say, sometimes what you're building isn't right for rental.
Right.
So let's build some models that actually are specific to our customers, and let's leverage our customer base to say, get them the best deal, so that they can operate as a group rather than just an individual wanting to buy one vehicle.
So you're being a dealer?
Well, kind of a wholesaler.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how it's just continued to evolve. Justin's going to stay with us. More from Justin very soon. After the break, design tips to get your business noticed, plus more from Justin Hales from Camplify.
Hi, I'm Debbie O'Connor from White River Design, and I've got a really important branding tip for you. The tip is, how do you want to make your customer feel? Because how you make them feel is how they're going to think about your business. So an important part about this is really understanding your customer journey, the experience that you want to create for your customer to make them feel a particular way, so that when it comes time to purchase again, they've got this amazing brand experience that you've created for them in the back of their minds. And perhaps you could tap in to the 5 senses. So whether it is sight, smell, taste, sound, or touch, think about how you can create an experience that they are going to love, an experience that they're going to want to come back for, an experience that they're going to tell all of their friends and family about. Brand experience and customer experience is one and the same thing, where it's all about how you want to make your customer feel. And this is critical to building a brand that people truly want to connect and resonate with.
Welcome back to Kochie's Business Builders. Today we're chatting with Justin Hales, founder of Camplify, about his journey from local business to now a global brand. Justin, Camplify scaled so quickly. How did you cope?
Yeah, look, that was an interesting challenge for us, really looking at our first international market. We've grown on average the last 5 years at an organic growth rate of over 89% every single year. So being able to keep up with that and build systems and processes and people to be able to do that is a real challenge. But we've put in place a really great executive team. We've really hired people that have great levels of experience and understanding, and all know that they want to be on a journey for growth. And I think that's one of the keys, is that when we bring people into the company, we tell them, hey, this isn't going to be perfect from day one. And so you need to be a part of that process with us. And you need to help us to build these things and systems and processes, and to be able to make the business better.
So explain the culture right up front, so they're aware they had to fit that culture, otherwise look at a different opportunity.
Yeah, and we make them a part of that and say, if you identify something that can be better, let's build that out with you and you can help and be part of that process and build this business together.
And why was the UK the first step for expansion?
Yeah.
So you immediately think the great travellers of the world are Americans.
Yeah.
So why Brits?
Yeah, we looked at that market and realised that it's actually a very big RV market. They have around about 1.2 million caravans, that market.
No,
yeah,
is that right?
That's right.
Wow.
So we have about 800,000 here in Australia, so it's a big market. It's a growing market, and there wasn't that much on offer. There wasn't that many companies because they have a really short window. They actually really only trade in that camper van rental market from pretty much May until September. So it's hard.
Because the weather's so crappy.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah. So it's hard for a big fleet to really get traction.
Yeah.
But for peer-to-peer, it's perfect because you have people that can operate small business, they can rent out their vehicles, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and that really has enabled that market to grow quite significantly.
So you raised capital all the way through the journey and then listed on the stock market. Why? That's a big step.
Yeah, it is. And we did it for a couple of reasons. Firstly, because we had so many customers saying to us, how do I become an investor in Camplify? And so, while we would have loved to do that, it's very hard to do, at that level for customers. But we had lots of customers who had a part of this platform that we thought it would be great if we can provide them a way to become a shareholder. And a lot of them have become shareholders, which is excellent.
Right.
So that was part of it. And the other part was we really found it hard to get a lot of airspace in Australia, being a tech platform that rented out caravans. So in the Australian market, lots of people who wanted to invest in tech startups wanted fintechs and insurtechs, and you
Yep.
know, they wanted the next Atlassian or whatever it might be. But for a business like us, which was seen as, you know, a small tech platform operator, it was actually hard to get capital. When we went to the US to talk to them about, you know, actually raising some capital in the US, they looked at our metrics and went, "You guys are doing an amazing job. We don't understand how you've been able to scale so fast with such little capital. How is that possible?" And so, you know, we come back to Australia and think there's got to be a better way, and the ASX for us was really the avenue for that.
And also, you've got the REAs, you've got the seeks, you've got the domains, car sales. Everyone puts you in that baby platform market now,
Yeah,
don't
correct.
they? Which is pretty good company. It is an amazing story. We've learned so much. Justin, thank you for joining us today and sharing some of your wisdom. It's been fantastic.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Now, if you're keen for a road trip or simply just want to find out more about Camplify and invest in them, head to camplify.com.au. And remember, if you're looking for small business tips or the latest news or expert advice, you can find them online 24/7, kochiesbusinessbuilders.com.au, or follow Kochie's Biz on Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta and X. See you next time. Next week on Kochie's Business Builders, the founder making it simple for businesses to go greener. Plus, simplify your video creation with AI.